All right, and we're live. What's going on, everybody? Good to see you. Welcome to the Sunday edition of Cast Iron IRL with me, your host, Honey J. Badger. Good morning, good morning. If everybody can see and hear me okay, just go ahead and hit that like button for me. I'd really appreciate it. Really appreciate it. And we'll get started here in just a second. We'll give everybody just a couple minutes to get in here and get connected to the live. Rick Stumbaugh, good morning. How are you? GH, what's going on? Good morning. And I'll do my usual getting connected here, which will take just a second, but this one won't take long. Actually, my internet's running pretty good. It's the skies have cleared up just a little bit here this morning. Actually, as soon as I opened my patio door and everything, the sun decided to come out, so it should be nice and roasty in here in just a few minutes. And the beagle is over there. Beegs is busy. She's been on constant squirrel watch all morning long. She absolutely, you can see she's totally on point and ready to go. Haven't you? You've been doing pretty good. The squirrels have decided that they like my my cherry tomatoes, so they've been getting into the beds. It's right there above the one of the patio chairs there. You can see some of them. Now that they've turned red, they've decided that they want to come in and start snacking on them, and they don't want to snack on the whole thing or the ones on the ground. They want to snack on the ones that are just about ripe, and they want to take like one bite out of it. So that's been her story so far. Let me straighten the camera up just a little bit. There we go. But yeah, that's what's been going on here. Yeah, I know. Lick your chops. I know you're ready. I know you're ready for a kill. Your first, well, not your first confirmed kill, but the next one, I should say. Thank you so much. Yeah. I thought that would be helpful. That was the rhubarb video was that was something that I didn't realize, and we had rhubarb the whole time growing up. And I just decided to Google search what this was that was growing up in my rhubarb plants when I planted that one about 4 or 5 years ago. It was like the first thing I planted when I moved into the new house. And yeah, so I planted that, and it took a year for it to grow, and then the next year they just shot up, and I was like, can you eat these or what? And yeah, come to find out, you got to pull those out of there. Oh my God, I love the square skillet. Yeah, this is the first time I've ever used it. It's been sitting in my collection since I bought it from the Tom Oren collection. Oh man, that's probably been 3-4 years ago. It's been sitting up there, and I'll get to that here in just 1 second. But yeah, and if you guys have never seen one of these, for the folks that don't know what they are, this is the Colonial breakfast skillet, the notorious 666 pan. It's absolutely, if you ever get a chance to hold one in your hand, you'd be surprised, number one, how small it is, but yet how light it is as well. It's super light. And one of the other things I'll talk about too is the two pans that are in the succession. I'm just going to nerd out with do a little cast iron nerding out here this morning. The succession of pans, this is the 666 model. I hope I'm pointing that out okay. And one of the other cool pans that Griswold makes, and I've yet to get one or the one after it, is the 665, which is also a breakfast skillet, but it's round, completely a round skillet. It's a number 10 size or number 8 size. It's about 10 1/4 inches in radius. And in the middle of it, instead of being divided like this is, the 665 has 3 cavities that run through the center, and then 2 half circles on either side. It's a pretty neat pan if you've never seen it. But am I in there okay? Need to pull that over, sorry. Lake Hickory guy, what's up, buddy? How are you? But yeah, so I think I need to go. Oh, I need to go that way. But yeah, the 665 has the 3 cavities down the center and then 2 half circles on either side, and it's a little bit bigger than this. And then the other one that people don't think about, that's a really cool pan, and I actually passed on it early in my cast iron collecting because I didn't know what it was, but it's the 667, which is the 100th anniversary of Griswold. Or 100th, it says 100th anniversary, and then it has GW, two initials, GW, and then Co. on the bottom of it, and that's the 667. Now some people will call that, they'll refer to that as the George Washington skillet. Some people will say that it's the 100th anniversary of Griswold. If somebody knows for absolute fact, they can throw that into the comment section. I haven't researched it that much, other than just I know. Free Fire, what's up, buddy? How are you? Good to see you. Someone wake up Fuzz. Yeah, man. You sleep in a pile of cats in a refrigerator box, man. It's tough to wake somebody up like that. But yeah, so those are the ones, and a lot of times people don't really, just throwing that out there that that's what those are. They're really cool pans. If you ever get a chance to get one, these are a pretty pricey pan. They go from anywhere from $125 to about $200 a pop. But when you get under the other one, the 665, that's one of the that's like astronomical. That's like kind of like write your check kind of a skillet. And then the 100th anniversary GW skillet, the 667, is the same way. It's one of those where it's just you write, you're gonna pay some bucks. You're gonna pay some bucks for that. And I was lucky to find this one out of a really high-end collection, which is one of the reasons I've never used it. But then I was sitting there thinking the other night, I'm like, man, I've never used that. It needs some work, so we're just going to go ahead and give it a little bit of work today. Plus, BLT'S, breakfast BLT'S, that's what I'm talking about. Hazy Days, what's up, buddy? There's the legend. Thanks for taking me to see Oasis last night. That was yesterday. That was great, man. Richard Ashcroft and all that. You're a legend. Thank you so much. So far, thanks to you, Hazy, I've gotten to see Oasis twice this year, which was fantastic. And yeah, and you handled Beerhead really well. Random YouTube channel 123. Hi, I just joined, so I didn't hear much. Wondering that pan is non-stick. It is cast iron, so it's fairly non-stick. It's all in how you cook with it. And that's one of the things we go over here, Random, is how to properly use cast iron. And a little bit about it. So, watching from work this morning, Roland Coward, good to see you. Beerhead, yeah, Beerhead. But yeah, Random, that's what we're doing. So, it's not, I don't use any type of Teflon. I don't use any kind of anything like that in this house. So, this is what the channel's kind of about, is cooking with it. We learn a little bit. I try to share my knowledge of being a cast iron collector with everybody, and restoration person. And Wahana, how are you this morning? Good to see you. And but yeah, that's what the channel's all about. Today we're going to make breakfast BLTs in it. I've got some bread going. The bread's about 15 minutes behind. It's got about 20 minutes left. I did the rye loaf that I did last week, except this week I did pick up some caraway seed. I don't know if you guys can see that in the back, but I did get some caraway seed and all that. And we're going to go ahead and get started. Everybody said hello, hello, hello. And we're about 10, 12 minutes into it, so we'll go ahead and get everything together. I forgot to get the eggs out. My bad on the eggs. I forgot to get those out. But yeah, so where's everybody checking in from? All you new folks. 667 pan. Ronald Coward, did you miss what I was talking about? The 667 pan is the 100th anniversary. Good morning, Cynthia Wesley. How are you? Glad you could make it. The 667 pan is a number 8 sized 100th anniversary Griswold pan. So this is the 666, the notorious one that everybody is sort of gets kind of weird about using, but I'm not superstitious. So is what it is. So I got some eggs here, I got my bacon off to, you guys can't see the bacon's off to the side, but I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start, I'm going to wipe this thing off because I took it. One of the things about using cast iron cure, my cast iron seasoning is this is, I brought this home from the auction house, and I restored this the next day after I got it, and I put I re-seasoned it with cast iron cure, and I've never done anything to it since then. And I'm just going to wipe it off, which is a regular towel, and it's going to be ready to warm up. I'm going to slow heat this. One thing for folks that are new to cast iron is that you got to heat it up slowly, and especially a pan. These were made in the 1940s, so roughly of that era, right around the 1940s is when the research I found about them. So you want to kind of treat this like, you want to treat it pretty gingerly. And it's actually, I'm even kind of getting a little nervous, kind of using it, to be honest with you. But yeah, we'll heat it up kind of slow and everything. And I use a big burner. I actually was going to be bringing my gas hot plate to use this morning, but I didn't figure I needed to go that far with it. And I'm not going to do that any other time. So anyway, let's get started. We'll get some stuff cut up. I was kind of disappointed I had to go get lettuce yesterday for the first time this summer. I'm out of the lettuce that my lettuce that I grew in the garden this year. And I will tell you, if you get a chance to grow lettuce, it is the best, especially Buttercrunch. Buttercrunch isn't my favorite lettuce of all time, but it does, I mean, it's not like head lettuce or romaine where you got to pick the whole thing. You can kind of just pick off of it as you go. So for the 50 cents I had in a starter, I had lettuce up until it's almost August. So that's not too bad. And for a lot of folks, if you're like me, I don't go through a ton of lettuce. I go through about enough lettuce to make a salad a few times a week. And I'm not eating a lot of bread right now, so I don't have many sandwiches. So having Buttercrunch around is kind of nice. But romaine, if I go to the store, I generally get that, or Buttercrunch living lettuce or something. But I don't need to make this too. If Val's in here, I think Val's at church, so she doesn't have to worry about me. She's probably saying a prayer that I don't cut one of my fingers off. There we go. Expertly chopped, as you can see. With all my years of culinary school that I learned to chop lettuce, which was absolutely just zero. There we go. Okay, so we got our lettuce chopped up. Get that, and we'll get that into a bowl. And all that, we'll check out the comments section here real quick. I'm probably missing something. I got a few folks in this morning. Let's see here. A lot of festivals going on. I actually wanted to go to a festival. There was a festival I wanted to go to yesterday, but we had lightning storms like all over the state. So at least my part of the state, we had lightning everywhere, which was kind of nice. I haven't had to water anything all weekend. And my pumpkins needed a good soak. There we go. All right, so we've got our lettuce done. Set that off to the side for a second. And then, one thing that has been nice is my cherry tomatoes have been coming in like gangbusters, which I've been loving that. And I'm not going to do too much to them. I'm just going to, oop, there's one. They're bailing. Already bailing. No, you're not getting that. You're not getting it. Beagle's out here. That dog was on the other side of the house and heard that tomato hit the ground. She's got hearing for days. Yeah, please hit the like button. It's kind of being neglected so far this morning. But get these cut up. Because the sandwich bread is not as big as the rye bread isn't as big. And I made that. I'm really liking that rye bread that I've been making. And today, like I said, I actually went out and picked up some real caraway seeds. There we go. These tomatoes are incredibly good this year. And I'm pulling off about 10 a day. I'd say right now with the cherry tomatoes, my Cherokee purples have not yet come in, but they're right behind it. And I don't think I'm going to get as good of a yield because I didn't do them from seed. I bought the actual plant, which is never as good as getting, as doing from seed. Ever. It doesn't seem like. It seems like if I start my seeds in like beginning of March or whatever, I'm already, with as far as tomatoes go, especially heirlooms, I'm getting tomatoes by now. My tomatoes outside, my large ones are still pretty, they're all fairly green. So we got that. Got about 13 minutes left on the bread. I'm actually going to look at that. Here we go. I'm going to put a little butter on top of I'm going to melt some butter right quick, and then I'm going to add a little bit of that to, oh, I should have got my butter out this morning. Forgot to do that. Val just said a prayer. I'm good. I could use all of them I can get. I can assure you of that. Let me see here. We'll use this. I'll set that back there. Because I'm going to spread a little butter on the top of the bread. You should do some fried green tomatoes. Yeah, fried green tomatoes aren't bad. They're okay. They're not one of my favorite. And you know, the thing of it is like with my tomatoes, I've gotten with heirloom tomatoes, I get so few of them that the only time that I do a fried green tomato is like toward the end of the year. My mom absolutely loves fried green tomatoes. She loves them. And that Kentucky kernel flour that I use is really good for fried green tomatoes, actually. Or frying up anything, especially zucchini as well. But yeah, let me just wipe this blade off right quick with the towel. And we'll cut off a little butter. And I'm going to heat that up and put on the top there. And we'll spread that on top of the bread. Because the bread's been for 40 minutes. I actually forgot about the bread, to be honest with you. Angry Pomeranian. That's a great handle. Good morning. Yeah, that's a great handle. If you haven't already, Angry Pomeranian, please like and subscribe to the channel. That'd be fantastic. I'd really appreciate it. But yeah, we'll put a little. I got about a minute, minute and a half before it has 10 minutes, so I can definitely get a little browning on the top. Let me see. Lord, you sing my song, Rick D. Fried green tomatoes, fish or chicken. I knew you were a Southern guy. Yeah. Angry Pomeranian. They are pretty angry. I don't know why they're so mad. It's probably because they're so small. They're just so irritated being that little. Yeah, make sure to sub. We are so close to 500, by the way. If you can sub, I would greatly appreciate it. Because I am so close to 500. It's not even funny. It isn't funny anymore. It's gotten to the point where it's like, come on. I just need like just a few, and then I can put my links up, and I don't have to do commercials for my products anymore. I can just put the link in and say, here, go to the link. The tomatoes off there. There we go. I might cut up a few more tomatoes because I think I'll possibly throw a salad together since I'm here doing this. I will cut up a couple more tomatoes. I am waiting on that. I got just a minute to wait on that skillet to heat up. And today will be a pretty quick stream. I've got a lot of stuff to do. I've got a lot of things around the house to do. And with all this rain, it's kind of opened up some stuff it's kind of given me some time to not be outside doing stuff. Of course, I didn't get my lawn mowed. I planned to mow the grass yesterday because there hasn't really been anything growing except for crabgrass. So, but now that we've had all this rain, the grass has taken off, and I kind of take care of my lawn and a couple people right next to me who, one of my neighbors is a Bob Stenberg. All I see is sliced tomatoes and your arm, and now your arm now and then. Yeah, what do you want to see, Bobby? What are we looking for? What are we looking for? Because we are cooking, and I have a face for radio, not live broadcast. There we go. A couple more of these. I think that'll be plenty on the tomatoes. Let's see here. There we go. Cynthia, well, church time is nearing. Yep. Boy, have fun, Cynthia. Thank you so much for stopping in. Let's see, Ricky from the South, undercover city boy. Yeah, 100% probably. So let me set this off to the side and wipe the board off. I think we're just about done with it, but I'll leave it there just in case I can think of something else I need to do with it. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get the bread out here in just a minute or so. And yeah, that's needing to be taken out. So we'll throw down a trivet onto the board, and then we'll get that out and we'll put some butter. We'll butter the top of that so that can brown up. And one of my other, get a brush to put it on, and then we should be cool. Is that where you guys need to see it? There we go. Beard pops in once in a while. Yeah, beard gets in the way. Good morning. True Reddit Tales, good morning to you. How are you? Good to see you. Take this out and put that there so we can brown it up. There we go. Put some of that on top, put down the center there. Brush that on, and then we'll add our salt to it. There we go. There. I need Bobby over here so they can be the camera person for me. There we go. Got that. That's done. Very cool. And the shark, yeah. Doing great, Elaine. Watch you make some bread. Yeah. So your day's going so far so good, I'd say. I can just find my, oh man, I got something blocking my lazy Susan here. There we go. Get some sea salt on there. And normally I'm not a big proponent of sea salt. For everybody who watches the channel, you know that I'm not big on sea salt, but I like it to top the bread with. And we'll get that to brown up. Plus the butter and the salt helps it stick. There we go. Salted rye. If you've never had salted rye bread, you are missing it. There we go. And it can't hurt to have too little salt. Don't worry, I threw a little bit behind my shoulder. Ooh, you can hear the thunder. I don't know if you can hear the thunder or not. Always losing my oven mitts. There they are. When I do these things. Okay, so there's that. You can see the salt on there. Nice. Throw that back in there. Throw that up about, let's see, bake. Throw it up to 25 degrees for the last. And we'll give that about 10, what was that, 8 minutes? We'll give that 8 minutes to settle, and then we'll be good. While we're doing that, we can move our trivet back off out of the way. Is that Lodge Loaf fan the smaller or larger one? That is the smaller, that's the standard size, which is what, 8 by 11, I think. I think that's what it is. I think it's 8 by 11. But I could be, you know, that's just the cast iron nerd in me guessing. Let's see. Fancy cider water, sewer trash pickup, must be nice. Yeah, living in the city. I have the best of both worlds, man. I'm like right on the edge to the country, and I live in a big enough place that has all the amenities like city water and trash pickup and all that kind of stuff. So I've got the best of both worlds. On one side of me, I've got condominiums, and then on the other side, I have Amish country. Like literally, my front yard is condominiums, and my backyard is Amish country. It's the duality, as they say, duality of country living. Ooh, excuse me. I gotta get something to drink. It's time to make some coffee while we're sitting here doing this. Sorry you guys are gonna stare at that, but you're gonna stare at that for a second. I get some coffee going. Nothing fancy this morning. Just some coffee and ice with a little bit of milk in it. And that's gonna be about the extent of my fancy coffee this morning. Where's everybody checking in from? I see all these new faces, and it's kind of interesting to me, like what part of the world everybody's coming in from, especially this time of day, because it's so, you know, Sunday morning. It's almost 11:30 here, but you know, out west it's 8:30 in the morning, and etc. etc. Then every once in a while somebody will pop in from England or Ireland, places like that where it's a little later in the day. A little bit of coconut flavor just to make it right. Avoid that sugar with some true coconut extract. There we go. To about that line, and we'll top it off with a little milk. North Carolina, 8:30 a.m. Oh, Southern California. 8:30 a.m. Yeah, I thought about moving it just a little bit later. I thought about going to like 11:30 because it is pretty early, and I could actually use a little bit of extra time in the mornings to get these things around. Because Sundays is my chore day too. I use coconut milk as creamer in my coffee. I bet that'd be good. I've never tried coconut milk. I don't know if I've ever. Yeah, I've had coconut milk. That would be pretty good. But I've never tried it in my coffee, to be super transparent. North Carolina. Fuzz got eaten by his cats. He might have. He might have. Plus, I put the post up late. Yesterday, when I was trying to put my post up for today's, today's scheduled live stream, it wouldn't let me post my picture. And I tried it. It was up. I started at 8 o'clock, and I tried again at 11:30 when I went to bed. And it wasn't letting me do it, so I don't know. We'll see what happens. Move this out of the way because I'm going to bring. I'll cut up the onions if I'll get my stuff ready for my salad. I'll get stuff ready for a salad right quick, right fast. So we get that. I am going to have a salad with this morning. I'm feeling saladish. There we go. A little bit of green onion for that. And a little bit of cauliflower. Let's see. Did you ever see the commercial with the old lady that gives her cat creamer instead of milk? And they start kissing and meowing and turn on. Reminds me of Fuzz. No, I've never seen that one. I've never seen that. But yeah. I miss the days of commercials. Commercials used to be, you learned everything. You know, you could learn a lot of stuff just by watching commercials. It's like the joke of the one lady had. I watched a video once where this lady was saying her son kept wanting her to get, that we needed more commercials because like her son wanted her to get the soap that he uses that he likes, and she was like, well, which one? And he's like, the purple one that sits in the bathroom. And he goes, I like how it smells. And she's like, well, what kind is it? And he's like, I don't know, it's the one that's always in the shower in the purple bottle. And he didn't realize that he was using FDS body. He was using FDS soap on himself because he'd never seen it. And that lady was like, yeah, we really need to bring commercials back. So anyway, I thought that was kind of funny. My delivery is terrible. Sounds like a Coldplay concert. Western Indiana here. The other side of the state for me, Ronald. probably over by Gary, the heart of Gary, Indiana, the heart of it all. Let's see, we'll move this out of the way. Got that for our salad. A little bit of onion and cauliflower. And we'll get the rack set up so we can put our bread onto that. Yeah, you see, Greg, you see that guy that got in all that trouble at the, if that's what you're referring to, the guy that got in all that trouble at the Coldplay concert for messing around on his wife? Man, that'd be hell, man. More towards Terre Haute-ish. Oh, okay, I got you. Terre Haute, the home of, isn't Terre Haute the home of the what was it, Columbia Records and Tape? Isn't that the place where everybody used to have to send their money to Terre Haute, Indiana? I think that's where they were based out of back in the day. Which I had a roommate in college who, this is when CDs were big. I had a place I rented when I was in college, and it was like a duplex kind of house thing. And I was the first one who moved down there because I had a job that I had to start before school started. So I was down there about a month and a half early before school started. And anyway, get you guys over this way. But I moved in there, and whoever had lived there before had the record and tape club when that thing was still around. That's got a little bit, man, that's got a little bit longer, surprisingly enough. We're like 180. I need that to be bumped up. I need that to bump up just a little bit more. But this rye bread is kind of dense, so it needs a little more time. If I was doing it in the Dutch oven, I'd just put a lid on the top of it. But I really need the bread to so I can finish what I'm doing. If not, we're at a standstill. Then what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? Now I'm in all kinds of trouble because my bread's not done. Oh, I can slice my bacon. That's what I can do. I need to slice that anyway, because for it to fit into the pan, we're gonna need to slice it up some. So let me break my cutting board back out. I totally forgot about the bacon. I knew there was something else I had to do. Let me move these vegetables off to the side. There we go. Where are we at? Oh yeah. Killing the views today. Everybody must be sleeping in. So anyhow, let me get gloved up, and we'll cut this bacon up. Beaks to the rescue. I know. We might have to break out the dog in a hoop here this morning. Which, man, I've been trying to, I want her to get, I know, I've got her so close to being able to jump through a hoop that it's just, I mean, she's right on the edge of having it down to where she would actually literally jump through a hoop. She gets the idea, she's walking through it, but it kind of freaks her out. She doesn't want to jump through it, which she doesn't understand. Sometimes when you're working with animals, they don't understand the necessity of theatrics. Let's see, so we get some bacon. There we go. Bacon's kind of warm. And I'll throw the rest of the bacon into the, don't forget to smash that like button. Yes, thank you so much, Ronald. Merch. I need merch. I do need merch. But we're looking at, I'm getting some back labels done for the cast iron cure this week. It was supposed to be done last week, but the folks, they're something to do with the holidays or something to do with summer. They were on vacation, people that do that, so they couldn't get to me. So hopefully this week I can get in there, because I need to get back labels done for my cast iron cure, and I've got some other stuff with the beard products, some new scents that I'm going to be doing. So I need, good morning, Huey, with some different scents, and we're getting rid of some of the other older scents that don't really They used to sell really well, but now we've been kind of taking a lag, so we're going to replace some of the older scents with some new stuff that I've been working on. And that's what I'm up to. So let me just throw this in the refrigerator. I don't have the pork sitting out. That's why it was kind of so hard to slice. It's been sitting out about a half an hour, and that's plenty long enough. Sorry, I'm off camera. I'm just trying to find. I'm playing the obligatory find the lid for your stuff. I'll worry about that later. I just want to get it in the fridge for right now. There we go. Let's see here. Those Canadian Dutch ovens are cool. Okay. Let's see. Beak should be the official mascot of the Cast Iron Beard Care. Tiny little cameo somewhere. She's got. I make a thing for her feet, and we call it. What do we call it? Beags balm. Beags balm for her feet, like to make them so they're not so rough. And so I get yeah. Thanks for sure. But yeah, we're so I thought about making some of that stuff too. But that stuff, man, I hate to do stuff without, like my other stuff I tested a lot, but you jump right into something, you start putting it on dogs, it's, you know, it may work for your dog, but it might not, it probably won't work for, might not work for somebody else's dog. So anyway. There we go. Get some bacon on, get some pepper on that. But we're gonna get started on our cooking. I was just kind of hoping to get the bread down before I did anything else. I'm gonna put a little butter over here. You guys, bring you guys over this way some. I know this is where it's gonna get. Let's see. Do the bacon first. That's the idea. This pan is so light. So light. Much we can actually get in there. Small, that's a small little, you can tell here how big the cavity is. I mean, there's only like now my bacon is pretty big. It's pretty big slices, but overall, that's all the room it has. You can see that. But yeah. It's not just for breakfast anymore. Yeah, yeah, exactly. It's not just for the paws anymore. But yeah, so I'll set that off. I'll set that off to the side here real quick. Make a little room. This the bread's smelling done, so I'd imagine it is done now. That's usually how you can tell, right? When it smells done, it is done. And I think that it is. But I'm running out of kind of work. I've kind of painted myself into a corner here this morning. That's the thing about doing the morning ones. It's not as, I don't have as long to plan or prep because, you know, it's not like I get up on Sunday mornings. I don't get up at the crack of dawn like I do during the week time. And we'll get you guys over this way, over to here, get you down. There you go. You can see that, see it cooking a little bit. There we are. Now we're running. And we'll get this bacon into a bowl and set this off to the side so I can get rid of this board again. So I can once again get rid of the board. Fresh shredded bacon. Yeah, man, oh man, yeah, it's definitely not lacking any loss of scent in here this morning. And the funnier thing is I've got a candle going off to the side, and that has it's a maple candle that I made, maple scented candle. So there's like maple in the air as well. I don't know if you guys probably can't see it. It's behind, it's over by my microwave, sitting around in there. But I would imagine that this bread is ready to go. Bread is definitely ready to go. Okay. I'm just going to pull that out and we'll see how that is. But I'd imagine that the bread is popping fresh, as they say. There we go. Oh yeah, that's looking a lot better. There we go. You see that okay? Maple bacon. Yeah, that'd be good. Hopefully that pops right out. And it did. Perfect. Perfection. Let's see, turn the oven off. Don't need that on anymore. Roasting it. It's already roasting it up. Mary, wow, so tasty. Yeah. Good morning, Mary. How are you? Good to see you. Flop that over real quick. Oh, that's perfect. And it smells so good. Fresh rye bread, salted rye. And we are at 200 degrees exactly. 200 degrees exactly. Perfect. It's exactly where you want it. So once we get, let me get a little thing going on here. Jackie Gordon. Good morning, Jackie Gordon. How are you? And we'll get a little paper plate going. I'll move that over just a smidgen so I can throw some bacon on there with a paper towel. Looks medium. It's gonna, you know, it's got like a it's kind of washed out. That's one thing about the camera is it kind of lightens everything up, but it's got a nice golden brown top. It doesn't have any kind of like a scorch mark or anything like that, but it's definitely got some brown. It's definitely brown, and the funny thing is that it may look a little washed out, but it's actually a dark rye. I thought when I first opened that last week, I thought it was a light rye, but it's actually a dark rye flour. And then so it's not. I was pretty surprised, but it's not like what you see at the grocery store. That's for sure. So let's see how this bacon's doing. Give that let that sit a second. And I expect some sticking considering this pan being in Tom Oren's collection. I know you guys don't know who Tom Oren, or most people don't know who Tom Oren is, but Tom was a collector from Wapak, Ohio, who his collection sat on a wall. He never used his fans. Everything he was a firm believer that you never use your cast iron. To collect cast iron, it was to never use your cast iron. It was supposed to be on a wall and not making breakfast. And I kind of beg to differ with that, because there is a chance today. I mean, there's a chance today that I could crack this piece. There's a chance that I could warp it. There's a lot of what ifs. But in 100 years from now, I'm never going to get a chance to use this pan again. So, I mean, if that happens, that happens. And kind of like one of those things, if you have a Porsche, why not drive it? Because that's what this is. I mean, this is one of the finest pieces of cast iron that probably was ever made, without a doubt. Using it half the fun. Yeah, it's like, yeah. I mean, why would you? Yeah, to me, like I said, that's just it doesn't seem right. But yeah, look, there's no stick on this. It just needs some time. I was kind of gingerly heating it up, and then I forgot to bump it and put it up to the cooking temp. So it's going to need a second, and then we'll get into it. But we're only making BLTs, and we've only been on for like 45 minutes, so it's not the end of the world. Yeah, it is meant to be used. It's, that's why when I do these things, a lot of times I'm kind of preachy about, how people are using their cast iron or what they're doing with it, and yada yada yada. But if you take care of something and if you do it the right way, it's gonna last. It'll last for forever. I mean, there's stuff laying around made 300 years ago that's been rotting in a field somewhere, and they dig it out of the dirt and it's fine. It can be cleaned up. So if you take care of stuff, you don't abuse it, you don't go crazy with the heat and warp it or anything like that, then you're gonna be just fine. One thing I might have to do, because this is shallow, and like I said, this is a little learning curve for me too, because I've never used a Colonial breakfast skillet ever. But I might have wanted to use like a gas burner instead. I should have brought my gas burner out. That would have been a little better. Because it's this sort of, it's going to heat a little unevenly. I have a 51 F3. Sweet. Oh, I must have missed it. That was what got me interested in collecting. Oh, I missed it. Handsome Stone, good morning. How are you? Good to see you. But yeah, let me get one of my other spatulas out. Oh, I have my wooden one. That's what I was going to use. I've got my wooden one. So, anyway. There we go. There we are. There we go. Nice. So it's going to look a little different than your regular store-bought bacon. And we're giving ourselves a few minutes to let that bread cool just a little bit. Because you want to give your bread just a little time to rest and cool down, or it doesn't quite bake properly in the center. F100. Okay, I got you. Now I didn't understand F3. I'd like a 65, my birth year. Yeah, that'd be cool. That would be pretty sweet. But yeah, is that an Iron Mountain? No, this is a Colonial breakfast skillet, the 666 skillet. I don't know if you guys could hear in the background, the storm sirens just went off over toward probably about 10 miles from here, I would say. So they're getting some kind of weather. I need to turn my weather radio on here in a minute. Yeah, that's not cool. Because I'm in a spot, I don't usually get the weather here, but the neighboring places, they get that weather, and it can be a little spooky. We have, in Wapak, Ohio, a lot of people don't know this, but Wapak is notorious for tornado activity, which Wapak is like 17, 18 miles from me. So, can you guys hear those in the background? Do you have enough iron in your house to keep your... Oh yeah, I've actually had to move. I had to move my iron to the other part of the kitchen because I think it was kind of weighting down. I had to put it against the... I had to put it all into one rack and put it on a bigger rack so it was wider. And I had to put it right up against the... how do you want to say it? The support beams of the house. Because I think it was separating the bottom part of the kitchen floor. Yeah, there's enough cast iron in this place to. It's probably bulletproof. My house is probably bulletproof with all the cast iron that's around here, to be really honest. But can you guys hear the sirens at all? Cracking the foundation. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe. That's all right. I'll let somebody else deal with it. Yeah. Oh, you can't hear him? Yeah, the Beegs is at the door. I'll swing that around. This is heating up enough to where... Give that to the Beagle. You have some Beagle pieces. And all the dogs in town are barking. Oh, the thing wasn't open. There we go. All the dogs in town are barking at the... I'll turn the camera over, you can see her. She's over here. Yep. She's over there watching. All the dogs in the neighborhood are going crazy with the sirens. But they're like... It's kind of over where my mom lives, actually. My mom's about 15, 20 minutes from where I am. At least this house. Okay. Okay, take that off there. Now we got our real bacon getting ready. These are the Beagle's pieces. Get some real bacon on there now. Guard Beeks. Yeah, but Beeks has got to use me. Saltwater tank in the kitchen. He had to reinforce steel beams, put the support. Yeah, I bet. I bet so. There we go. This is up to speed now. We should be doing a little better. Just for that piece might be a little long. There we go. And yeah, this doesn't have a whole heck of a lot of, there's not a lot of working space on this, to be super honest. 125 gallon, that's gotta be huge. If we had a 25, I used to have a 25 gallon tank for the kids' goldfish, which was pretty big for goldfish. And that was pretty heavy, that was heavy. I had to lift that a couple times. So let's come over here and we're going to whip up our eggs. Get our eggs going. Get our eggs cracked back there. And there we go. One and two. There we go. Those done. 2 miles from Susquehanna River. I'm probably not saying that right. But got a little bit of milk into those. And some salt and pepper. I'm hoping we don't get too bad of weather. I got to run out to the dairy today because I'm just about out of milk. And they have weird hours. They're only open from 2 to 6 on the weekend. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, they're 2 to 6. Trying to do this behind the camera stand. Those should be good. There we go. That out of the way. Eggs there. As soon as I flip this first piece of bacon, we're going to move everything out of the way. And see how done this bacon got. Pair this up to the beads. Man, that's good. Now, farm fresh bacon to me, it tastes a little bit more like sausage than your regular store-bought bacon. Beagle, you want the bacon? Oh, there you are, right behind me, of course. Let me spin. There you go. Open only from 5. Yeah, it's like the pool in Caddyshack for the caddies. From 3 to 3:15. There you go. Give me another spin. The bacon's good, isn't it? You love bacon. All those beagles love bacon. All right. Let's get this going. Back over to here. There we go. Let's set this. This is another thing that'll make Val nut. I'm gonna put that paper towel. I'm gonna put my paper towels right there because I gotta slice this bread up. That's set for about 10-15 minutes. So we'll get that. And I've got another board caddy day. Move the. No, I'll leave it on that. I'll leave it on that and slice it. I'll just move it around as I do it. Get my bread knife out here. There we go. What's over here? You guys can see. Get bread. That's a nice dense bread. You can see that. Still steaming. Gotta love that. Got some nice pieces. Nice center pieces. It's my bread. I can take the center spots. Even though the ends are what I really like, to be honest with you. That's the one thing about doing really fresh bread is the reason not to do what I'm doing is because it cuts a little nicer. It cuts a little nicer when it's cooled down. It absolutely does. There we go. Move that out of the way. Watch out, beagle. Don't want to burn a beagle. Burnt beagles will get me in a lot of trouble. Especially when you do it on live in front of thousands of people. Flip the bacon over. Give me just a second, guys. Yeah, there we go. That looks a lot nicer. There we go. It is making one hell of a mess, I can tell you that. These breakfast skillets. Let's see, let me cut another slice. There we go. There we go. Couple pieces of that. And I'll throw my eggs on here in a second. Fuzz, what's up? Good morning. Fuzzy craps in the woods. There you go. Atta boy. I knew you'd be here. I knew Fuzz would be around. Let's see. Move this off to the side. Get that out of the way. But that the bacon's frying up real nice. And that's about all I needed this here for the next to get this done. Because I'm going to take some of the heat off, actually, and there we go. See what I mean? As far as like regular like farm fresh bacon, it's not as pink looking as when you fry it up as it would say like stuff from the store. There's no artificial colors or anything. And like I said, it's got kind of a sausage flavor to it, as opposed to like a sweet maple or anything like that. Which there's nothing wrong with a little bit of maple flavor. Don't get me wrong. Let's see. Let's see where we at here. I need a smaller workspace. One of these days I'm going to get it. I know that I could do one of these streams in an elevator without even thinking about it. Okay, there's that. This. Put that back on the rack. There we go. There we go. All right, yeah. I can hear the sizzle's gone. The sizzle is gone. There we go. Those over here. And these over to here. Let that finish up. I like that little crispy edge it's got going on there. And then I'm going to take and throw a little bit of that butter. A little bit of the butter. Smear that onto this part, which I shouldn't really even need. There we go. Right there. I'll turn this down and give that just a second. There we go. Boy, that put a little seasoning on there, didn't it? Let's see. This is Triple B baking with the Beegs and the Badger. Yeah, exactly. You ever like to sit around with friends and talk about your driver's license? No, I've never thought to do that. I've never thought to do that. But I quit getting high in the morning like years ago, a while back, because I've just decided it was a bad idea to start every day just stoned. Let's see, the sizzle was gone. Wasn't that a BB King song? I think it was a BB King song. 100%. But finally the trolls are here. We have had like 0 trolls. The trolls probably have me on a watch list. They're like, don't go to his channel. Let's see. And then we'll throw, okay, that's done. And we'll give the eggs their day in court, which you could do them at either. Hopefully these don't stick. There we go. There we go. Set that off over here. Boy, I don't know if you guys can see it. My stove is a greasy mess. Absolutely greasy mess. Make every day a BBB day. Yeah, 100%. And Stone, do you think a horse is stronger than a dolphin? Yeah, you know what? I would say I'd say the horse. I got hard cash. I got green money on the horse. Let me see. I'm gonna go against everybody's what you would think, and I'm going to go around the edges with a metal spatula. There we go. Let's see, and we'll do the same. See how this is going over there? Because like I said, this is the first use since it was ever seasoned 3 years ago. But I'm also not going to dig this into the ground either. A little much for the egg, but that's okay. I'm learning. It's a learning curve for this, 100%. Let's see. Yeah, you got it there. Bacon splatter is the best to clean up. Yeah, it's my all-time favorite. Yeah, I love the trolls in here. Some of them actually aren't even like completely, Some of them actually have an IQ of above 65, which you don't find that everywhere. Because a lot of times you're going to have trolls and they're just going to be, show your face, do something, eat Hindi food, do something like that. They'll say those things. But here they kind of bring their A game every once in a while. Every once in a great while. It's not very often, but sometimes. Let's see. I'd eat those. Yeah, they're not bad. It's just a little, like I said, I've never used this thing, but we are going to get some mayonnaise on there. I'm going to plate this stuff up because it's noon. It's time to go. It's time to rock, as they say. Plus the beagle doesn't care. One of those eggs is for her, so she doesn't care. I'll take this one. I'll take that one. And then we'll add a little bit of our lettuce. Oh, I'll wait till I'll do the bacon. Yeah, the most polite trolls. Yeah, they're not bad. The really bad, I mean, the real ones that are really kind of a pain in the ass have all sort of, I think I've dealt with them enough. And I'm also not like, so, you get a lot of these live streams and it's like women, like with their, like half their shit hanging out. And, you have all the simps. I don't have that many, I don't have many simps. So, maybe not as many as I'd like. I'd like simps. I guess simps wouldn't be bad, would they? Let's see. What is Mr. Ed and Flipper pulling? Right, exactly. Yeah, you want to go with, yeah, it's a situational thing. I would imagine that to be about the thing with anything. It's kind of like the 100 people versus a gorilla. I mean, what's the true situation that we are dealing with in that? Let's see here. Got that. And we got the cherry tomatoes. Just out of the garden. Just out of the garden this morning. They don't get any fresher than that. And I even picked them. I made these myself. Sort of. Okay, so we got that. And we've got some tomato. A nice pile of lettuce to throw in there. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. I probably could have done a little bit more bacon. But honestly, I mean, as far as a Colonial breakfast skillet goes, I wouldn't say it's the most convenient skillet to use. I mean, I'll be really honest. I would say that that's kind of an inconvenient idea. Unless you were, I mean, I'll play around with it now that I've got it out and I've been using it. I'll play around with it, but I would say overall, I don't see the convenience of it. You know what I mean? At least on a, say on a electric stove. Now, like I said, my Colonial or my breakfast skillet that I have for the Lodge one I have, that one is great for on the grill. I absolutely love that one. So we've got that right there, and I am going to do some salad for the side because this is lunchtime. So we got that. We got that. A little bit of salad there. Yeah. I don't know. Let's see, you got this and that. I'm letting the beagles. I'm gonna let the beagles egg cool a little bit. And then we got our cauliflower and onion. The onion's from the garden, but the cauliflower isn't. I do not like growing cauliflower. I don't like growing cauliflower, and I don't like growing broccoli. So there's that. We'll throw a little bit of olive oil on there. Drizzle the olive oil on there. There we go. And a smidge of cheese. I think it's going to need just a little bit of some kind of cheese on there. Let's see, maybe some mozzarella. If I can get the damn thing open, there we go. Yeah, you probably could use it as a plate. I didn't think about that. Good job, dog. Move. There you go. I thought that was open. Yeah, it definitely does. Yeah, I'm going to put some black pepper on there. Don't worry. I'm glad we're on the same page, term. Let's see. There we go. I prefer baking bacon, less mess, more. Yeah, I absolutely. I think if you watched it before the other time that I made bacon, I think we did bake it because I like it like that too. And I actually use cookie sheets. I do cookie sheets, or I do or I use my cast iron casserole dish. That's usually my route that I go. And we'll get some pepper on there. Everything I'm walking around the dog. The dog's like following me around. There we go. Fresh pepper on there. And I'd say that's lunch. Are you even kidding me? BLT on fresh baked rye. And see, more reserves. I prefer baking. Yeah, that's definitely the way to go. But I wanted to give that a try, so I gave it a try. So we'll see what happens. It looks good. Oh, I used my fork on the eggs. I didn't get another fork. There we go. Well, at least I can say one thing: the kitchen is definitely heated up. I'm definitely not cold. It's definitely went up. I think The thermometer on the wall says 83 degrees. It was a nice balmy 70 when I started the stream. Now it's 83, yeah. Sal's good. Oh, it sounds great. If you ever tried just olive oil with a little bit of pepper, salt and pepper on there, could use some salt. A little bit of salt and pepper. I do love that. My mom turned me on to that. Maybe if you can see that from the side, I think that looks pretty good. Nice, and smash it down just a little bit. Wow. That's really good. The bread could have sat a little bit longer, but it's nice and, it's dense, but it's nice and soft. Yeah. It's BLT'S. Breakfast BLT. That's a fat sandwich too. There we go. Now it'll be a little more manageable. Yeah. Everybody's welcome to show up anytime they want. Let's see. Thankfully on Saturday it rained for 40 minutes around 5 p.m. It's been raining, Fuzz, you're about 3 hours from me, and at least, and it's, there we go. There's a cross section of the sandwich. That's not bad. That's not bad. It's a little easier now I should have cut it to begin with. Wow. That's hitting the spot. That is a hearty sandwich. It is a hearty sandwich. 100%. Yeah, it's filling. And that bread, I did it last time I did it with fennel seed, and I did it with the proper thing this week, which is caraway. And that bread's all right. Next time we come on, you guys remind me to, it's the recipe that's on the back of the Bob's Red Mill dark rye package. And I just follow it. That's all I do. I don't add anything. The only thing I change is it calls for pure wheat gluten in it, to add like 2 tablespoons of that. And I just add 2 tablespoons of ground flaxseed to it instead, which is a good substitute. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, definitely where it's at. And if I'd have let the bread sit a little bit longer, I could have cut the pieces a little thinner. For sure. Get into some of that bacon. I was getting kind of tired. The stove was getting really messy from the bacon splatter, so I'm gonna break out another skillet and fry the rest of that bacon up in a different skillet. Wow, that's good. That is good stuff. All right. Anyway, I'm going to jump off here. I'm going to let everybody get with their Sunday. I've got a lot of stuff to do today. But I thank everybody for, let's see. Jersey Mike's tomatoes that are sprouted behind a dumpster. That's funny. Brought home well and growing well. That's funny. Jersey Mike Smith that sprouted. Oh, I see it now. I got you. You found one that was sprouted behind a dumpster. That's funny. But yeah, I'm gonna jump off here. I'm gonna get the kitchen cleaned up. We didn't make too big of a mess other than the stovetop, and I'm gonna fry up the rest of this bacon. The kitchen is scorching hot. It's like 80. It's jumped up now to 85 degrees with the stove and everything. So it's getting hotter by the second, and I want to get this door shut, patio door shut, kick my central air back on. But I appreciate all you guys showing up, Hog. Huey, thanks for showing up. Rick, thanks for showing up. Fuzz, as always, thank you so much. Handsome Stone. GH, thank you so much for showing up. All the trolls that showed up. Cynthia Wesley. Ronald Coward, thank you so much for showing up. Definitely appreciate it. And like I said, go out and pick yourself up a little bit of cast iron cure. Help a guy out. It's good. It's awesome. You guys will love it. If you have any questions on use, I answer all my messages within an hour. So, you know, like I said, it's available on eBay. And but I'm gonna go ahead and jump off here, get the house cleaned up, get you cleaned off, and do just a little bit of Beags cam. We'll have the Beagle send everybody out. Beags, can you give me a spin? Give everybody a spin real quick on the way out. All right, do one more spin. There you go. All right, good job. All right, and we will see everybody later, and I will definitely see you guys in the comment section. Hit the like button and see you.